Foxtrot X-ray.
There is a Foxtrot X-ray in my life. Foxtrot X-ray. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Foxtrot X-ray. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Roger, Jim. Here is Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie Foxtrot X-ray. That's Kilowatt America 3, Charlie Foxtrot X-ray. Name is Joe. Now there's 4 J's. It says Jim and Jeremy and Jamie, and now it's Joe. Jim, we've had work before, 2 years ago and 4 years ago. I'm running an FT-450 Delta. It's got presets for audio profile, and presently I've got it set for equalization of that accentuates the highs and diminishes the lows. And I just want your critique on that, Jim. So enough said here. I think you might have been able to copy some of this. Back to you, Jim.
Yes, sir. Copied all of that. EQ pattern is mainly upper mids, not a lot of bottom end, but highly intelligible. So I'm assuming that you're on your bass. Is that a Roger?
Intelligible. So I'm assuming that you're on your bass. Is that a Roger?
That's correct. That's Roger, Jim. It's just a FT-450 Delta, 100 watts into an end-fed half-wave. Since you were 10 over S9, I thought I might have a chance of being heard. Over.
Yes, sir. No doubt. Matter of fact, let me try my local antenna. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look on my local antenna. Roger?
Tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look on my local antenna. Roger?
Roger.
I heard nothing on my local antenna, but I'm back on Milford. Roger?
I heard nothing on my local antenna, but I'm back on Milford. Roger?
Yeah, Joe, this is KC9VKV. Have a copy?
Yeah, Joe, this is KC9VKV. Have a copy? Okay, he's still talking. Do it again, Joe.
Alpha 3, Charlie Fox X-ray, Joe with the FT-450 Delta with the preset of 9, whatever that means, relative scale 9 on equalization, accentuates the highs and diminishes the lows. Over.
Yes, sir. Now I have a beautiful copy on my local antenna, and my zero position 10-foot vertical magnetic loop. You're about 15 over. So looking at your signal in the spectrum analyzer, you're mainly upper mids. If you would like a little more bottom end, if you have you could go to your EQ control, and we'll figure out what kind of EQ you have and what we need to do. Roger?
Roger, the transmit wouldn't work because I still had it in function menu mode. Jim, I took the liberty to set it for a flat line base equalization, so it should be relatively flat from end to end. K3CFX with an equalization of 0. How copy?
Yes, sir. Well, you're rolling off there probably about 250 cycles. We could give you a little bit fatter bottom end if you'd like. Maybe a 2 clicks boost bass EQ. We'll see where that goes, depending on what kind of equalizer you have, whether it's a 3-band, 8-band, 16-band, or whatever it might be.
Oh, Jim, sorry for the delay. I had my fingers in the menu to see if we're doubling. No, we're not. It's no such thing. It's not an outboard equalizer, but rather the onboard, whatever the Yazoo is given, made available to us. It's just presets with the equalization, and it's I said 0. It might be 0 through 9 or 1 through 9. This is without equalization. This is just a flat, and I've been using it way up to 9. It's just relative scale 9. That's lots of highs, very low lows, and the mid-range is supposed to be what it would be without any equalization. That's all we have here, Jim. Roger?
I wouldn't do a thing. I would keep it. It's nice, intelligible, and full. Your audio is about 3 dB dynamic range, which is where you want to be. Nice fat signal, and the EQ, like I say, it's kind of weighted towards the upper mids, but very intelligible. Roger.
Roger, now I've gone back to the equalization when I first gave my call sign out to you, and thanks for picking me up, Jim. I know there's a big pile. Oh, wait, you're going to turn into a pumpkin. I better give you back the mic, Jim. Thank you, and thanks to Jeremy on the side. KC9VKV, friend to all here on the ham fraternity, K3CFX.
Roger, Joe, I would take it back to the one before this one. You're very upper mids on this one. I would go back to the one that you were running just before this one.
Roger, I have changed. This is without any equalization. It's just a flat. Oh, by the way, this is. I'm using a Kenwood mic. The Kenwood seems to the handheld here. It's a 35-year-old mic. It came with the TS-830S. The Kenwood's going to have better sound than the Yazoo, don't you think? Over.
Well, it all depends, but right now that microphone is doing you very nicely. You might be a little hot into your ALC, so if you know where your ALC is, I would go there with mic gain in hand, and as one would speak fairly rapid cadence to get that meter up to see what it's doing, 100, 200, 300, etc. I would use my mic gain and adjust that ALC meter for mid-scale to 2/3 operation. Roger?
Understood, Roger. However, once again, the Yazoo doesn't give me much in the way of linear control of mic gain. I have 3 positions. There's low, there's medium, and there's high. I had been at high, now I'm at medium. This is normal range. Either that or maybe I shouldn't shout into the microphone. Jim, this is flat equalization, none whatsoever, emphasized, and the mic gain is at normal, what they would call normal or mid-scale, medium. Over.
Yes, sir. I would run it at medium. That seems to be about 3 dB dynamic range, so the words are not blurry, but you're loud. So that's that's the whole name of the game, Roger.
Well, that's the big help to me. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. And after having done all this, the reason being, I want audio that sounds somewhat intelligible, though I'm never intelligible, but human, let's say. And because I'm going to dare use this rig to operate 25 carrier AM, and I don't want to get chased out of the AM community, Roger.
Oh, listen, well, the only thing I can say about the AM community is sometimes them guys take long key downs. If you're in a round robin on an AM net, sometimes it can be 12 or 15 hours before it gets back to you.
Don't I know it? Well, I'm an AMer for about 40 years ago, and I had a foot switch, and it was so convenient just to touch the foot switch, and yeah, you held the mic for as long as you could. Yes. Well, those are bygone days. I gave all that vintage gear away. Jim, thanks for your help this evening. I hope you have not turned into a pumpkin. But pumpkin or not, you're a friend to all the fraternity who seeks your advice here on 40 meters, 7188. God bless you. Thank you. KC9VKV. My friend, KA3CFX.
Roger, Joe. Well, I just have a little latent pumpkin on me right at the moment, so if I get out of here, I'll not suffer too badly. So let me say 73, sir, have a good afternoon, great weekend, and we are overdue here for pumpkin whatever, so let me get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use, average amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV. Thank you much, and we'll be clear.
Thank you, Jim.
Roger.